Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you are going to be listening to, it comes from a translation, and this is the narration of that translation. Hello, my brother, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? My brother, I am 28 years old, currently living in a foreign land. What happened to me, my brother, is that when I was working for this other madam, she was quite a beautiful woman and a beautiful soul. She was a kind woman, but I repaid her goodness towards me with evil. I thought that I was the one who was supposed to have a husband, but little did I know that our love was just forbidden, and it was just an evil love. So my brother, at that time when I started working for my madam, I was only 25 years old when she picked me up, and I then ran and I came to this country. Currently, I am now 28 years old, and my son, he is growing. My son that I had with that woman's husband. So this woman, she picked me up from the street. Well, I was not staying in the street as such, but I was working for this other lady back home in Zim. This lady, she had a small restaurant, those restaurants that are by the side of the road. So one day she just stopped and she was just looking around. She wanted to buy some fruits. When she spoke with me, she then asked me if I wanted a job. That is how I ended up working for her. After she had said, if you do not want the job, please find for me one who can be hardworking. But she wanted someone at least who could be hardworking and not give her a lot of trouble. I took her numbers and I said I was going to look for someone so that the person can start working for her. When I was at home, when I spoke with my mom then said, why don't you hear the amount that she is willing to pay that maid after you have found a maid for her so that you can compare? My brother, this woman then told me that she was going to pay this maid at least $180 a month because there was a lot of work at her house. Like she had a very big house. So she said, at least I will pay her $180. At that place where I was working for that woman by the side of the road, I was only earning $80. My mom then said, grab this opportunity with both of your hands because you won't be paying rent, you'll be eating food in your house. At the end of the day, you are going to be earning $180. This woman as well, she had some boutiques. My mom said that at least when you are working for her, as for the clothes, you won't worry. You will just give her the money, then she will sell you those clothes at least with the factory price. So I then spoke with her. I said that I really wanted to work for her. She then told me that it was fine. So after I had spoken with my own boss lady, the one who had that small restaurant, that was when I started working for that woman. When I started working for that woman, she was treating me really nice, and everything that she was doing for me, I was not even complaining. That lady, she was a cool woman. She was a good woman, and whenever I would tell her that I needed my money in advance, she would ask me what kind of a problem that I was facing back home. When I would tell her the kind of a problem that I was facing back home, she would say that instead of me giving you your salary, let me give you a loan whereby you pay it a little bit by a little bit. Well, with time, my brother, what started happening was that one day when I was busy mopping the hallway, so I was wearing a skirt that was really short. I then saw that her husband, who was about to get into the bathroom, he looked at my body and I saw him freezing because I was bent over, and he kept on looking at me. Well, when my boss lady had gone out, that man, he then came into the kitchen where I was busy doing the dishes. He then said that I was supposed to prepare at least something for him to drink. As I was busy preparing something for him to drink, he then said that my body was such a beautiful body and I didn't deserve to be a maid, because he showed me some pictures of these other women who were on Instagram, And then he said that, can you see? I said, yes. And he said, what do you see? I said that they are nice. They have some good curves. And then the man said that you have the same curves. You deserve to be there. You deserve to be on Instagram. And I was laughing. I said, look, even at the phone that I am using, I was just using an old style. Those ones, when you take a picture, it will be like, the picture will be so dim. And I laughed and I said, I don't even want to be on Instagram because my phone is freezing. At least I'm thankful that I have WhatsApp. The man then said, what type of a phone that you want? My brother, I just said I want an iPhone because I was like not thinking that he was going to buy a phone for me. So I said an iPhone. Then the guy later on, he came back and he gave me the iPhone. He told me that the boss lady was not supposed to see me using that iPhone. At least I should use this iPhone while least keeping it as a secret until the time when you will tell me that you can now take out your iPhone. My brother, whenever the boss lady was not at home, that is when I'll be using that iPhone. And late at night, when I'll be in my own spare bedroom, the one that I used to sleep in, that is when I would use my iPhone. But the boss lady, she started to notice that the pictures that I was taking with my iPhone, they were quite good because I would upload those pictures on my statuses using that same style. So she kept on asking me who was taking those pictures with what kind of a phone. She became so suspicious, and at that time I had not yet started sleeping with her husband. It then happened that one night she went to an all-night prayer. When she had gone to an all-night prayer, all of a sudden, my brother, when I was sleeping, that was when I heard that there was a man that was touching me. And when I opened my eyes, I saw his huge manhood. It was just there in front of me. And that man, he was busy playing with my body. And he told me that all that I had to do was to touch his manhood. Mind you, my brother, at that time, I had broken up with this other boyfriend of mine. So I had spent about 3 months without sleeping with a guy. So you can just imagine that when I saw that huge manhood in front of me, I just lost control. Then the man just said, put it in your mouth. I am going to give you something. Well, that is what we did on that night. We slept together, and we slept together without using any protection at all. Since that night, when we slept together 4 times, the man then said that I want you to become my second wife because you have such a beautiful body. You were saying that your body is like more like an hourglass, and I love your body shape. And as for his wife, the wife didn't have a great body shape, but she was just nice. You know, when someone has money, there is this type of a beauty that a lady will develop even if she does not have that great body shape. So he was saying that at least whenever I want to be with someone who has curves, I will know that my second wife has these curves. So I agreed to become his second wife. I then started like being so stubborn. The boss lady, sometimes when she would go out, I would just sit watching TV, and when she would return, she would find out that I would be starting to clean up the house, because I was like, why do I need to clean for you when we are sharing the same man? I then told that guy that he was supposed to find a place for me because I didn't want to be a maid anymore. The guy then said that I was supposed to wait for a little bit, but us waiting for a little bit, my brother, we kept on sleeping together. Usually the guy, what he will do is that he would stay up late watching some TV, especially when there will be a late football match. So when you will be watching that football match, he would come into my spare bedroom, then he would sleep with me, and he would return to watch his soccer. The boss lady never suspected anything until I fell pregnant. So at that place, my brother, I was not like allowed to go around. I would only go out with her. And when I fell pregnant, that was when she knew that I was the one who had been sleeping with her husband. She cried, my brother. She cried a lot. She actually knelt down before me as she was asking me what exactly had she done wrong to me that had made me to sleep with her husband. My brother, I said that I didn't want to work for her anymore. She said, it is fine, leave my house. I then left her house and I returned back to my mom. I told my mom everything that had happened. Well, my mom said that your husband, that woman's husband, was supposed to come so that we can discuss this issue since I was pregnant. The guy came, but he was like taking a very long time to find a place for me because I wanted a nice place for me so that I can relax since I was pregnant. I didn't want to keep on staying in that area where I was staying. People who are staying in Hopley, I'm sure that they know the area where I was staying, the environment. So I didn't want to be in that noisy environment anymore. But the guy, he was dragging his shoes. That was when my mother said, let us fix him up. My brother, when she said that let us fix him up, I didn't know that it was going to result in the death of my boss lady's kids, and the boss lady, she ended up taking her life as well. My brother, after we had done those charms, I then saw that my boss lady, she was now my brother. After we had done those charms, that was when that guy called me and he told me that his sons, they had both passed away. And when I heard that the sons had passed away, and after the passing away of his wife, everything happened so quickly. That was when the relatives, his in-laws, said that they were going to visit this other traditional healer, everyone known Ndunge. That is where they went. And then when they went there, they were then told that I was the one who had actually killed off the woman as well as the kids. So they were going to do some charms on me. My mother then returned to that traditional healer. That traditional healer then said that as long as she is living somewhere that is very far, where she will never meet with the relatives of that woman who died because of the charms that I was using, then I was going to be okay. That is how I ended up being in this foreign land where I am. Being in this foreign land, it is not like I came here to look for work, but all that I have to do is I have to pray on a daily basis that I will never come across any relative that is a relative of my late boss lady. That is my own story, my brother. As for my child, I gave birth whilst I was here in this foreign land. But as for that man who gave me this child, he has since refused to take care of my child. I have tried to communicate with him, but he has refused. Whenever I try to speak with him, he always blocks me, even if I use a new number. I am looking for advice or any prophets that can assist me so that my life can get back to normal. My son is growing. I need to find something that can at least give me a better life, and I need to return back home so that I can apply for my son's birth certificate, because as for now, he does not have anything, any papers at all. I am asking for assistance. Your dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Your strange things do happen.